And we are live. Welcome, everyone. Before anything else, this channel is proudly sponsored by Detri Studios, the publishers and developers of Dames of Asstoria, a tabletop role playing game where you play as monster girls experiencing high adventure in a world that doesn't fully accept them. They have recently released Daughters of Lamb. This is a pay what you want tabletop RPG where you get to play as cybernetic nuns with guns, looking for the missing pieces of their AI god. You will find it in their website. The link will be in the description and in the pinned comment. This channel is also proudly sponsored by the Red Room Publishing. Please check out their store for exclusive tabletop RPG products and check out their recent release, Final Frontier. This is a streamlined sci-fi tabletop RPG where you get to explore space for justice, for profit, for both. You will find it in their website. The link will be in the description and in the pinned comment as well. Today we are continuing the Traveler 2nd Edition Secrets of the Ancients campaign. Of course, we have Miguel from the Red Room Publishing and we have Josh. So, welcome, Miguel and Josh. Before we begin, do you have any thoughts on the adventure that you're about to undertake?
It's cold.
Yeah, we'll have to keep moving. That's for sure.
Yes, because for those of you that do not know, currently they are going into this frozen wasteland type of part of the planet where they have arrived. They have been hired to find a man by the name of Mates that disappeared there. But the entire place is so cold, it actually deals endurance damage as you stay longer in that place. And the planet, that part of the planet is completely shrouded in darkness. Half of it is in complete darkness. And they, of course, landed there because they want to keep a low profile. They are a bit in trouble with the Imperium. And that's pretty much the recap. If you want to see the rest of the other parts of the campaign, please check out the playlist in the description below. And so, it begins. You both stand in front of a structure 4 stories high. It is glowing with a faint green light. It has been completely encased in ice, except for a section that seems to be blocked by pieces of the adjoining ice structures. The light from the beacons in the distance, the light of the moon, and the light of the buggy that took you to this place barely illuminates, but the faint glow of the strange building inside of the ice provides sufficient light.
I take a moment to adjust my goggles and pull them over my eyes just so I can get a better look in the distance as I glare over the horizon.
Trenton realizes that the goggles that enhance the light improve visibility, but he currently has no knowledge if his heat sensing function of the goggles will provide further clues.
I'll try my own goggles as well.
After hesitating for a few moments, thinking in the future, Yuri verifies the exact same thing. And he also notices that the part of the structure with the fallen pieces of ice seems to have been disturbed recently, perhaps a few days ago.
I shake my arms to continue to warm my body. Well, if Matez came out here, the glowing structure would have drawn his attention, I would have imagined.
Should we approach it? What do you think?
Yeah, let's just cautiously move forward. I don't want to slip and hurt myself out here.
Both Trenton and Yuri must roll Intellect plus Recon.
I rolled a 9.
Six.
Yuri realizes that the part of the encased structure with the blocks of ice covering a tunnel into it was caused or disturbed by the use of explosives.
I point at it and tell Trenton about that.
Hmm. All right. Let me start a thermal scan. I switched my optics to get a look from far away, see if I can see any heat that's been given off or if the cold weather clouds it.
For a few moments, there is not a single signature, not a single reading, but just for an instant, almost half a second, there was a faint trace of heat coming from inside the structure. Trenton also remembers that it is unlikely or even uncanny that the structure is producing light without generating heat.
That's very odd, Yuri. I step forward a few more steps. It's almost like there's some type of heat balloon from inside. We'll have to get closer, of course, but be cautious.
Okay, let's go.
As the distance between you and the structure closes, you see no other disturbance in the ice. The only fracture and potential access route into the structure is within the fragmented pieces of ice caused by the explosion.
I slowly move forward towards the new opening, wrapping the rope around my hand as I get closer.
Trenton can see that the ice blocking the way does not provide a large enough opening for an adult.
Mm. Well, I don't know that either one of us is going to squeeze through here, friend. I peer in with my goggles, try to adjust them to see if I can
We should
peer
have brought
anything in the distance.
explosives, after all.
We should have. So much for being cheap, huh?
Once again, the goggles display nothing at first, but less than a second, there was heat coming from further deep into the structure.
Hmm. Seems pretty dead for the most part. Of course, with it being so cold, I'm not sure how much I can rely on these damn things anyway. Does seem like there's something there, though. I stubbornly kick at the ice surrounding the hole.
Trenton realizes that it could be possible to attempt to push the ice away, but there is also the risk of the other pieces of the ice toppling down and further blocking the opening.
Hmm.
I think we might be able to chip some of this away, but we could just cause a cave in as well. Ah, fuck it. I'll go ahead and kick really hard.
No,
Ice.
that's right.
Trenton must roll strength.
Ah, damn it. Got a 4.
Trenton must roll endurance.
3.
The impact injured his leg slightly. taking 2 points of endurance damage.
Ah, damn it. It's no use.
Both Trenton and Yuri must roll endurance.
I rolled a 5.
6.
The cold bites deep into your bodies, each one taking a point of endurance damage.
Damn, maybe we need to circle around. I can't keep standing here, that's for sure. It's just too damn cold out here. You see anything else around?
I look around, looking for something.
Yuri must roll intellect plus reckon.
I rolled a 9. No, 11, sorry.
Yuri realizes that the structure is just as big as one of the Capitol buildings in the Imperium, extending into parts of the ice structure that are fragmented, threatening to throw anyone that steps into those places into the frigid waters where movement was seen just a few moments ago.
Okay, it's a large building, but it seems dangerous. What if we try shooting this?
Be my guest. I quickly stepped back a few steps. Just wait till I'm out of the way at least now. Come on, Yuri.
I shoot my laser at the.
The shot is easy enough due to the size of the structure. The impact causes the ice to melt slightly, but it would take several shots to dig deeper.
Should I proceed? What do you think?
I'm getting frozen out here. Unload on this bastard. Let's get in here and get out as soon as we can.
I keep shooting.
The melting of the ice through the repeated shooting of the laser causes parts of the toppled ice pieces to fall downwards, providing an opening large enough for an adult.
There you go.
And look inside.
Yuri can see that the opening leads directly into a carved tunnel. This tunnel is free from ice. The surface of the structure can actually be touched, and all along the walls there are murals, images carved directly into the structure or the building.
How far should I fall if I leap inside? Is it? Does it look like a long fall?
Yuri
I'll go.
asks
And look.
Trenton. Both Trenton and Yuri realize that it is perfectly safe to move inside. There is less than a meter when it comes to the fall.
You got this, Yuri. Go for it.
Okay, I jump inside.
Yuri can see due to the faint glow coming from the building. The murals, the images depict scenes of drawing-like beings, winged, larger than the usual droid, with their elongated faces and skulls, battling each other. But parts of the mural have been damaged.
I paced back and forth for a moment just outside the opening. Anything of interest?
Just a few. I don't know what to call this. Illustrations, I guess. The ancients, probably.
Any sign of Matez?
Yuri can also see that the tunnel he is at extends deeper into the structure.
Well, we have a tunnel here and we can try to find him. Maybe. Maybe he's inside.
Fair enough. I cycle my optics as I peer outside just to make sure we don't have anyone following us.
Trenton must roll either intellect or education plus reckon.
11.
There is absolutely no one in the vicinity, apart from occasional disturbances in the water surrounding the ice structure. And Trenton realizes, just for an instant, that the entire ice surface that he is standing on rumbles for just a moment, but it lasted less than 3 seconds.
I quickly wake my way into the compound.
And so it is done.
We can't seem to get away from this type of imagery, can we? It's everywhere.
Let's proceed along the tunnel.
I'll follow you.
Okay, I go ahead.
As you proceed down the tunnel, more images are revealed, but these scenes, unlike the other images, where the drawing-like creatures were fighting each other, reveal the drawing crouching, covering themselves with their arms and their wings, as if protecting themselves from an enemy or hazard. But the section where the threat or source of fear was to be displayed is completely damaged, apparently by some sort of weapon or tool.
That's strange. Why would anyone do this?
I'm not sure I have the answers you're looking for, Yuri. I continue to pace back and forth, paying particular attention to the floor as I maneuver around.
Trenton must roll intellect or education plus any relevant skill related to archaeology, anthropology, or architecture.
10.
Trenton realizes that the floor and the ceiling as well is also free from ice, as if this corridor has some sort of measure, chemical or physical or energy based, that keeps this section free from the effects of the freezing temperature.
Well, the frost doesn't seem to be affecting this area at least too much.
That's a good thing, at least. Probably not a good thing, but okay. Anyway, let's find out.
Good point. I switch my optics back to heat, seeing if I can find that bloom again.
Once again, after a few moments, the heat signature comes from deeper down into the tunnel.
I'm still picking up something deeper in. I guess we don't have a choice but to keep moving.
Yeah, let's follow it.
I hope this is what we're looking for. This damn Matez better be in here.
Yeah.
Down into the tunnel, the images now change to various humans kneeling in front of a few droids, and this corridor ends into a small room, no larger than the average kitchen. On the left side of the room, there is a single pedestal. On top of it, there is a small pyramid. The pyramid is covered with square spaces. a single square space at the very top. And next to the pyramid, there is a small stone case, no larger than a cigarette case. And on the far end of the room, there is a single doorway. You cannot see deeper inside beyond the doorway from this distance.
I take a moment just to look around the room itself.
Trenton must roll intellect plus reckon.
4.
Trenton notices nothing of particular importance in the room.
I approach the pyramid and look at it.
It is clear to Yuri that the pyramid holds great significance, as some of the walls are decorated with miniature images of the murals presented so far, and the stone case on the side of the pyramid can easily be opened, as it shows no locks or mechanisms that keeps it shut.
I open it.
After it opens, a single blip is heard deeper into the structure, deeper into the parts that are not accessible. The case contains a number of figurines with square bases, a total of 9 figurines. One of them is shaped like a drawing of a muscular, taller build. The other figurines quite obviously represent humans. Yuri also realizes that there are more figures than the spaces of the pyramid. There are 8 spaces in the pyramid and 9 figurines.
Okay, I guess we have a puzzle here.
I peer over Yuri's shoulder. Think it's worth anything?
Oh, probably.
I reach
guess.
down and grab the case.
Trenton realizes that the case cannot be separated from this pedestal or base.
Wonder what this is. If it's some type of controller or what this. I don't know. All this ancient technology's way above me.
It might open a door or something
Possibly.
if we insert the figurines in the right places. And if we insert them in the wrong places, it probably crashes down on us. I'm just guessing.
Well, I can wait outside if you need me to. I pat you in the back. I trust you, mate. You're way smarter than I am with all this stuff.
I look at
Like you
the
covered your toys.
the pyramid again, trying to figure out if there are some places where whatever appears to be connected to some of the figurines. If there's some kind of connection.
Yuri must roll intellect or education, plus any skill related to archaeology or ancient cultures. If such a skill is not available, it does not apply.
No such skill, so I roll a 10.
One thing is clear to Yuri. The space at the top of the pyramid holds significant importance.
Okay, so I look at the figurines again, and I examine them closer, each one of them.
8 of the figurines are completely identical and represent humans dressed in ancient clothing, perhaps from 200 years back. The single miniature or figurine that looks different represents a muscular droid.
I pick up the figurine of the muscular droid and I look at Trenton and I say, well, I'm going to try something. If it starts shaking, run.
Fair enough. I cautiously look back and forth, keeping my awareness up.
I insert the droid figurine in the uppermost slot or whatever it's called.
There is not a single effect, no sound, no motion on the part of the pyramid or the nearby surfaces.
I look at the several the ones that are same. I look at the parts that the under parts of that, if they are all the same as well, not just the image, but the part below. I mean,
The figurines look identical, but Yuri also notices that underneath, in the base, they all have some sort of sensor. A small glass panel at the very center. But they are all identical, not a single thing distinguishing the miniatures from each other.
okay, I look at Trenton. I don't identify any difference between these figurines, so maybe they can be placed anywhere, or but that's just that would be a risk.
I don't know. I hobble forward, favoring my injured leg, moving towards the door across the room. Let's peer in here and just take a look. Who knows? Maybe it's something we can come back to.
Yeah, maybe something else. Yes.
Trenton realizes as he approaches the doorway that the way is blocked by some sort of transparent surface, but deeper, just 4 meters across from this location. There seems to be some sort of sarcophagus cracked into pieces as if affected by some sort of explosion. And in front of the sarcophagus, there is a prone figure face down on the floor, but it is too far away and it is on the other side that is blocked from this by this transparent surface.
Well, I'll be damned. I knock against the barrier in front of me. Come check this out, Yuri. I step to the
approach it.
side.
I look at the other side of the barrier.
Yuri notices the exact same thing that Trenton was looking at, and it is clear that such a room holds great importance as no imagery, no murals, unlike the other places, can be seen. Just a single broken stone sarcophagus in the center, cracked completely by some sort of explosive effect. Yuri also realizes that the figure that is prone has been partially damaged or burned.
My money's on that's our boy Matez in there. I didn't know he's some form of treasure hunter.
Yes. Well, but it doesn't help with the puzzle.
Hmm. I just walk over and casually glance at the figures as well.
I look again at the figures and I try to recall if I saw anything similar in the walls.
Both Yuri and Trenton must roll either intellect or education, plus any skill related to anthropology or social situations.
6.
9.
It is beyond Trenton's knowledge, but Yuri realizes that the pyramid is supposed to represent a hierarchy, and by all logic and reason, related to the murals, the imagery seen before. One would normally think that the drawing figure should be at the top as placed
Mm,
before.
okay. I look again at the figurines, trying to figure out if some of them, for some reason, looks like it should be superior to the others or inferior to the others, some kind of hierarchy between them.
The figurines all look exactly the same, completely the same. The only different figurine is the drawing figure.
Well, I cannot see anything here that distinguishes these images, so I guess we can just try to put them there.
Sounds good enough for me. I guess all these other figures are worshiping this dude. The
Yeah,
drone. The drone. Hmm.
I pick one and insert it in a random slot.
Unlike the other figurine, as soon as this human shaped figurine is placed, a small humming is heard from the pyramid. Hum.
I don't know, is this a good sign or bad sign? I have no
Uh,
idea.
well, you've already started it now.
Yeah, let's go to the second one.
The second one once again produces a humming sound.
I pick up the third one and insert it.
The same thing occurs.
And the next one.
And it continues with each successive figurine.
You know, if you kill us now, Yuri, I guess there's no worrying about people following us and having a bounty out on our heads.
Yeah, well, it will solve our problems in a not the best way, but okay, I proceed to place the rest of the figurines.
They are all in place, each one producing a humming sound. But the only figurine that is out of place is a human shaped figurine. The drawing is still in the upper part of the pyramid.
What do you think where this one goes?
Why don't you, hmm, maybe put the drone on this little box on the side?
Mhm.
All the humans on the pyramid, or vice versa somehow? I'm not sure.
Oh, I can try that. I pick up the drone and put the human figurine in the place of the drone.
As soon as the human figurine is placed on the top of the pyramid, there are three hums. Hum, hum, hum. And a voice coming directly from the pyramid is heard, sounding like a recording, a human voice, but speaking a language that neither of you have heard before, sounding something like Ishirobobashi.
Damn it! I wish we could have hold of Simon, but not. We're not going to be able to, sadly.
Mm.
A few seconds pass, and the transparent surface blocking the doorway slides to the right side, and a small beeping noise is heard throughout the entire structure. Beep, beep, and it continues.
I quickly maneuver, hobbling over to the body, flipping it over and examining it.
Trenton realizes that he lacks the proper medical knowledge to examine the body that has been clearly damaged by some sort of explosive device. There are burn marks, but it appears the individual was wearing some sort of protective mask, as his face has been shielded as well as his hands, and there are fragments of some sort of plasteel like substance.
I approach the body and take a look at it.
Yuri must roll either intellect or education, plus any skill related to the medical field. This is done with advantage. Roll an additional d6. Drop the lowest.
I rolled a 10.
It is clear that the individual is still alive, preserved through various cybernetic implants in the man's body.
This guy's still alive.
Oh, that changes everything.
Yuri also realizes that hanging from his neck there is a dog tag with the name Mates Bulks.
I pick up the dog tag and show it to Trenton. I think we found him.
All right, let's try to get this guy out of here. I don't care anything else about this building.
Yep. Let's go. Let's pick him up.
As you pick up the body, the entire place begins to rumble and the beeping accelerates. Beep, beep. And it is also evident that many other objects, such as Mates's own backpack and fragments of the sarcophagus, as well as small bones, have been completely destroyed by some sort of mechanism.
I speed up the pace. Come on, Yuri, let's get out of
Yep.
here.
Let's get out of here quickly.
As you proceed, you can feel that the structure is sinking.
I think to myself, trying to guesstimate if we'll actually make it out or if we just need to take the dog tag and run.
By Trenton's estimation, it is possible to transport the body, but it will tax the endurance of both Trenton and Yuri.
Come on, Yuri, let's push it.
Give it a shot. Okay. Go.
A strain pulling the body.
You quickly make your way across, but the task is not easy. Both Trenton and Yuri take a point of endurance damage. Thanks to the sinking motion of the structure, some of the other parts of the ice have been dislodged, and the opening is now larger to exit the structure.
I hop up through the exit, reaching down for the body.
And so it is done.
Here, pass him up. We'll go ahead and get him out of here.
I push the guy up.
I quickly toss Matez to the side and reach down for Yuri.
It is easy enough to exit the structure as it continues to sink.
Let's drag him as far as we can, and then if we need to, lift him and maneuver what we need to do.
Mm-hmm.
The change in temperatures, moving from the inside to the outside, hits both of you hard. Trenton and Yuri must roll endurance.
I rolled a 5.
6.
The change in temperature is too much, and you can feel the ice biting into your flesh. Each Trenton and Yuri take a point of endurance damage. This structure continues to sink, and you are now both standing with the body in the part of the ice that is across the frigid waters, granting you access to the place where the buggy is waiting for you. But there is still the water in between you and the buggy.
Just a moment.
This causes a problem. I take a moment, use my goggles, and search the horizon again, trying to see if I can come up with a solution to cross.
Trenton must roll intellect plus reckon.
6.
There is nothing that could provide an easy answer or solution to get across the icy waters.
I take a minute and closely examine Taz's his suit and try to remember how much protection this will actually give him.
Trenton finds something that has been undamaged. It is a belt that is used by sailors and people that work at sea. The belt provides a flotation effect in the waters.
Oh, this is perfect, Yuri. All right. I'll tell you what. I'll try to get across, and then you can send them to me. I begin pulling out all the rope, getting the hook ready, steadying myself, and throwing it to the other side, trying to latch.
Yuri listens to Trenton's plan of using the flotation belt discovered on the body to drag the body across the water using the rope.
I think we might be able to do this.
Trenton also realizes that if he wishes to jump across the ice, he would require to use his strength. But if he wishes to plunge into the water and risk contact with whatever it is that is down there in the water, it would tax his endurance.
Here, let me get him to the edge of the water, Yuri.
Okay.
I'm dragging him. All right. I try to remember how the device works, initiate it, and shove him into the waters.
The device is not easy to be figured out, but soon enough, Trenton activates the function for the flotation to be active.
I'll see if it'll support one of us. I don't think I can jump across this time.
Both Yuri and Trenton can see movement in the water. A dark gray tail, almost as large as a small boat, is seen for a moment and it goes down into the dark, freezing waters.
I don't want to just be feeding these things.
So what do you think?
You think you can get across? I'd give it a shot, but since I hurt my leg, I don't know that it's a go.
I look at the distance and I try to figure out if I can manage it or not.
It is evident for Yuri that he would be able to jump across or even swim across. But if jumping is attempted, it would take all of his strength. And if he decides to go into the waters, his endurance would be required to put to the test.
I guess I'm going to try to jump to the other side. I don't want to touch those waters. Okay, I run a bit and then jump.
Yuri must roll strength. If there is a skill related to athletics or any physical task, it also applies.
Okay, I roll a 6.
Yuri falls into the water.
Oh, that.
Yuri must roll endurance.
I rolled a 5.
A point of damage is taken to Yuri's endurance. And he can see that a dark gray figure is making its way fast towards his position.
I start swimming.
Yuri must roll strength with disadvantage, rolling 3 6 another die and discarding the highest.
I rolled a 7.
He feels as something snaps, bites at his leg. Yuri must roll dexterity.
I rolled a 2.
A stinging sensation is felt on Yuri's left leg, inflicting 3 points of endurance damage. There is blood on the water. As Trenton notices all of this,
As I see the motion going towards Yuri, I quickly draw my pistol, sight, squeeze the trigger multiple times.
Trenton must roll dexterity plus the relevant skill.
Nine.
It is a hit. Roll damage.
Ten.
Blood is added to the waters. The silhouette stops moving. But Trenton notices that nearby, more movement is spotted. At the very least, 15 meters away from the current location.
I realize we don't have much time and take a rash decision. I grab the body with a flotation device and begin to run to the edge and leap in, trying to get close to the opposite side.
Trenton must roll strength with disadvantage. Roll another die and discard the highest.
5.
Trenton is still too far away, but manages to land, to dive at least halfway through. Trenton must roll endurance.
Seven.
Trenton takes a point of endurance as the freezing waters threaten to paralyze his body. Yuri realizes that he is very close to the other side of the water, of the edge of the surface. But he also realizes that the movement, 2 ripples in total, one coming from the left, one coming from the right, are fast closing in, this time on Trenton's location.
I try to attract the creatures to me.
Yuri is just about to take action, but he's not sure on how to attract their attention. Yuri can describe, can think, and take action on what sort of maneuver.
I shout.
The ripple on the right begins making a beeline straight towards Yuri, but the other creature is heading towards Trenton.
Gasping in the cold, floating, realizing I won't make it to the destination. I look for the creature approaching, drawing my pistol yet again, trying to fire in its direction.
Trenton must roll dexterity plus the relevant skill, this time with advantage, as the creature is not trying to avoid any of the incoming gunfire.
8.
The bullets connect. Roll damage.
6.
The injury is not as significant, but it is enough for the creature to recoil. But Trenton also realizes that this creature is much larger, as the silhouette is monstrous in comparison to the other attacker. Yuri can take action now. The creature is approaching him, and he is very close to the edge of the other side.
I swim towards the other side.
And so it is easily done. With the creature making a quick turn, unsure as to where to go.
I place the revolver back on my side, realizing the danger I'm in. I take the hook from the rope, stab it into the flotation device, and begin swimming frantically to the other side, holding onto the rope.
Trenton must roll strength.
6.
Trenton manages to get away from the larger monster, but soon enough realizes that the other attacker, the other predator, is almost upon him.
I try to push myself as much as possible for the edge.
Trenton must roll endurance.
10.
And so it is accomplished. Just barely. As a maw with sword-like teeth comes out of the water for a moment. It has no eyes. The head similar to a shark, but misses Trenton completely as he pulls himself and the body into the icy surface across.
Jesus, Yuri, I think I'm done.
We are both done.
Never
It is
heard
also
of any
clear to
shark-like
Yuri
creatures in the ice.
and Trenton that all of these taxing actions could apply some penalties to their further actions.
Yeah, I'm not going to be able to survive out here much longer. We're going to have to get to the buggy.
Yep. I'm barely capable to move, so let's do our best.
It is easy enough to get back to the buggy. It remains there, and as soon as you approach it at 1 meter, it begins to roar with the engine, ready to take off.
I quickly dump the body into the back of the vehicle with Yuri's help and try to get inside, hoping that there's the safety of warmth inside.
I get inside as well.
And so it is done, and the AI immediately produces a comforting heat, protecting both of you from the environment. And it begins to make its way on its own back to the Comet Cafe, where you are to meet with your patron.
Are you all right, Yuri? It looked like you got hit by that creature.
No, I'm not all right. I'm
Jesus,
not all
do we
right
need
at
to
all.
pull up?
I really need medical care, urgent medical care.
Mm.
Soon enough, the cafe is seen in the distance.
Well, at least here we can, I guess, warm up. Realistically, we need to find you a place to get stitched up, though.
Yeah.
As your vehicle approaches, Yakai, the woman that hired you, steps outside of the cafe. The boogie stops in front of her, and with an enthusiastic voice, she speaks. Are you all right? Did you find him?
We found him.
We've got him. He needs immediate medical attention, as well as both of us, realistically.
Oh, yes, those wounds look terrible. Ah, don't worry. She taps on the side of her head, and speaks. My father will send a medical wagon. It should be here soon. Please remain inside of the buggy. It provides more heat when compared to the cafe.
No qualms from us.
As you wait for the medical vehicle to arrive, a burger steps outside. He reminds you of a brown wolf, the humanoid with the wolf head and the sharp claws, dressed in winter clothing, approaches all of you and speaks. Wow, it looks like you have been through a hell of a situation, haven't you?
Indeed, we have.
Well, you can be thankful that at the very least you don't have a war going here. I just came from Ferry, and the battle between the pro-Imperium forces and the Succession forces has been so fierce there.
Seems like a never-ending struggle.
Yes, some people really think that the Imperium is doing fine, but some others would prefer to go independent or even go on the side of the Sodani. Well, take care, travelers. I need to get off this place.
You're not alone in that.
The burger walks away and gets on top of a bike. As that happens, the wagon arrives. It is shaped almost like an oval container on wheels. The side of the vehicle opens, and Yakai yells, "Come on, let's hurry up! Help me transport him inside!"
Okay, let's pick the guy.
Exactly. I quickly hop out and help Yuri transport him.
You are all safely inside of the wagon. That is considerably large, reminding you of a small school bus. As you are all inside, you both notice that Yakai has on her back the staff-like object that you handed to her for analysis. She speaks as she takes the object and hands it to Trenton. I wasn't expecting you to find him today.
I don't think we
Okay.
could find him tomorrow.
No, I don't think so at all. We are very efficient, although sometimes troublesome.
Metallic arms come from the walls of the wagon and lift the body into a slab that is also produced from the side of the walls, and many syringes and substances are applied to the body. Yakai continues. I am so glad Mates invested on all of those cybernetics. They surely saved his life. Wherever it is that you found him, where was he?
Inside a structure.
A building? Do you mean like an imperial base?
I don't think so. It looked ancient. Strange place.
Type of drone temple, perhaps. I don't know.
If he had images of the drawing, then it is surely again a structure of the ancients. Did
Yeah,
you find anything of interest inside?
there was something inside, but we didn't have time to explore it. Just a little bit. As soon as we found him, things started shaking, and I think it was going to submerge or whatever.
Yeah, our
Oh,
priority was getting Matez out of there alive for you.
and I am so thankful. We have been friends for so long. But now this piques my interest. Perhaps if it went underwater, perhaps I can convince my father to get some sort of team, some scuba divers to explore the place. We could actually tell the Imperium about this place and perhaps charge a fee for our discovery. The opportunities. I wonder what we can discover about the ancients in that building. I just hope it didn't sink all the way to the very bottom.
Yeah, we didn't have time to check on that. Maybe not. Maybe we can still find it. You can still find it, not we. I'm not interested in that.
No, we definitely won't return. I
I'm
glanced
too
down at
old for this shit.
Yuri's leg and pull a fragment of tooth out, hand it to her. Tell him to be prepared for ice sharks, apparently. That's a thing.
Yeah, dangerous place.
Oh, no, that is going to be more expensive when it comes to the expedition, as she discusses this. The man on the slab, Mates, now that you can see him clearly, his pale skin and strawberry blonde beard, he's completely bald. He gasps, and you can see several parts of his skull lighting with green and yellow. That is quite common for implants that have been placed under the skin. Yakai speaks. Mates, are you all right? How are you feeling? Mates speaks. Well, I feel like shit. Ugh. Mates, these two men rescued you. He is Yuri and he is Trenton. You should thank them. You owe them your life. Mates looks at you and tries to speak. Ah, oh, thanks. I think I was going to die down there.
It makes three of us at this point.
Yeah, we all barely survived.
With a feeble attempt of raising his arm, and his arm falls down back into the slab, he speaks. What about the tablets? Did you find the tablets?
Nope.
Ah, damn it! I was going into this building that was surely a temple of the ancients, and I found a couple of stone tablets inside of a sarcophagus with a perfectly preserved skeleton, probably from one of the ancients. But as soon as I opened the damn thing, I heard this ticking noise. I didn't pay too much attention to it. As I was looking through the tablets, the entire place exploded, and I thought that was the end of me.
Yeah, we didn't have time to look for that, but maybe they were there. The sarcophagus was there, but exploded.
I also think that I should have perhaps done something with a miniature pyramid that I found on a pedestal just before the room. Did you happen to tinker with that?
Yeah. We inserted the figurines in the pyramid.
And I didn't attempt to arrange them. I didn't want to risk triggering something harmful. But what was the solution to that strange contraption?
we inserted the human figurines into the pyramid, and then the wall that was blocking it opened.
Just the humanoid figurines.
Just the humanoids, yes.
That would make sense with what I was trying to decipher of the tablets. They were all strange images, but one thing was certain. The drawings had the ancients, had the capacity, the means, to give great wealth and power to the humans that would serve them. So perhaps the puzzle would indicate that a drawing could turn a human into a king. An ancient drawing, that is.
Yeah, I guess it makes sense.
Well, I am very thankful, my friends. He looks at Yakai and speaks. You are paying them, right? And Yakai speaks, sure. My father has just deposited 60,000 credits to their account. But I also wanted to inform you, Mr. Faust and Mr. Sarkab, we also did an analysis on the object that you gave to us. This
Yes.
object that you are now holding, it seems to be a scepter of great authority for the ancients. There are sigils, characters that are not perceived with the naked eye. You need to use ultraviolet light to look at them, and they reveal that perhaps this scepter could be used to activate or even disable some devices from the ancients.
That's quite an interesting find. I'm curious. I know that we accomplished bringing your friend back earlier than you were expecting, but has your father had time to check into our other problem? Perhaps.
Ah, yes. And don't worry about Mates. He's not on the good side of the Imperium. But yes, my father can scramble the communications. It seems that they are currently very preoccupied with a confrontation with a colossal vessel that they couldn't identify its origin, but the weapons were devastating. All of the Imperial ships that confronted it have been either destroyed or severely damaged.
Hmm. Well, that's a small bout of luck apparently for us, eh, Yuri? Well, you'll have to thank him for us.
Yes, I will. He has actually been talking a lot with Simon, with your AI.
That's
It makes sense.
amazing.
Yeah, but they switched immediately to binary. I don't think they like when humans listen too much into their conversation. So I couldn't understand most of it. Mates suddenly speaks. And where are you heading, friends?
That's a good question at this point. Hopefully, somewhere to rest for a while before we make any big decisions. Won't hurt to keep our heads laying low for a while.
Yep, we need a long rest.
Suddenly, Simon goes through the comms. Ah, Trenton, Yuri, are you okay? Have you been having fun in your expedition?
Oh man, lots of fun.
You know, we always find fun everywhere we go. Simon, I heard you made a new friend, by the way.
Oh, yes, that Ia guy. Pardon my disrespect, Miss Iakai, but your father won't stop talking, and he wanted to convince me to adopt humans as well. I had to trick him and tell him that actually Yuri and Trenton are my children.
Uh,
Now, I also found out that if we make good time, we can actually go to ferry that is on the way to Beck's world. We could refuel and restock our food supplies if necessary. But I also discovered that there is a great conflict in that planet but compared to the other areas patrolled by the Empire, I would say that we have two choices. We either go into ferry and take a chance, or we try to sneak by the perimeter, go all the way through space without landing.
Hmm.
Which is the least dangerous option? What do you think?
Factoring in everything, I would say that we could just barely make it across without landing on ferry, but we would 100% be engaged in confrontation.
That's the last thing on my list of things to do at this point. So,
Yeah, no confrontations, please.
Mates speaks. Ferry, did you say ferry? I actually know a man by the name of James Dappa. He owes me a favor. I could get you into contact with him. We have a way of communicating with each other. I could give you the password so that you know that you are my friends, and perhaps he could assist you. He has some strings to pull when it comes to the media. He could perhaps manipulate some things if you don't want to get into trouble with the Imperium.
that would always be helpful. That sounds like a best bet somewhere where there's at least a possible friend.
Yep.
Yakai speaks. That is an excellent idea, Mates. In fact, if this Dappa guy is able to help us, along with my father's manipulation of the Imperial communications, we could perhaps paint a better picture about Mr. Faust and Mr. Sarkov. What do you think?
I'm almost tempted to see if you guys had a way to make Mr. Faust and Mr. Zarkov disappear.
Do you mean perhaps that they died or they are simply the whereabouts unknown?
I glance at Yuri's leg. Possibly that we were eaten here.
Yakai exclaims. That is brilliant. That is brilliant, and it would give us an excuse to push for the expedition to underwater to find more about the ruins, because there will be two casualties, and since you are being looked about by the Imperium, perhaps they would be interested in recovering your bodies down there.
Sounds like a win-win.
Yep. I like it.
We should do that right away. Well, thank you, Trenton and Yuri, and please take these medical supplies on board your ship. I'm sure you'll be able to recover completely from your injuries. They are state of the art.
Thanks.
Well, don't want to keep you here. So if you want, we can use the buggy to take you back to your ship, unless you want to clarify something else before we take off.
No, I think we still have your comms so we can get in touch. So
Yes, we can still communicate in ferry, but beyond ferry, if you are traveling to Beck's world, I don't think our comms will reach over there.
Noted. What do you think, Yuri? Get back to the ship, patch up.
All right. Let's do that. Yes.
Yeah, you don't look very comfortable at the moment.
No, I just need to recover from this.
Well, thank you, and make sure you thank your father. I'm sure possibly we could use his services in the future, and vice versa.
Yes.
I
Good luck
will.
with our expedition.
Thank you. Yes, it is important to have allies. The door of the medical wagon opens, and the buggy waits outside. But you are interrupted by Mates. Just a word of caution. There are some unusual things that I saw before my little accident in the ruins. One, I saw a very suspicious individual dressed almost stereotypically like a scientist walking about. Yakai replies, "Oh, you mean the man that we sent on a wild goose chase? Because he was looking for our friends here." "No, no, there was another one. This was another individual. And the I did hear that he was looking for a couple of men, but I lost sight of him. I thought it was interesting because you don't usually see the scientific type in the Comet Cafe. The other thing that I wanted to warn you about is that in Ferry, the forces that are against the Imperium are employing all sorts of robots and machines of war."
Nothing can just be easy, can it, Yuri?
He escaped death, and we are going to look for it again.
That's what keeps us going. Thank you, Matez, for the heads up, though. Well, maybe
Yes.
we could possibly reach out to you if we needed any help.
Perhaps in a couple of months, I need to recover from all of this ordeal.
Understood. I
The
exit the
buggy
vehicle and
humps.
maneuver over to the buggy. Thanks again.
Best of luck. Yes, my friends, be careful out there.
I check my duffel bag and my pistol, make sure I have everything on me, and load it into the buggy.
And so it is done.
Well, Yuri, let's make haste and head back. At least once we get back on the ship with Simon, we can relax for a short period.
For a short period, yes.
The buggy takes both of you towards the port where your ship is at. On the way there, and Simon speaks through the comms. I am a bit worried about that other scientist guy. Yuri, how many enemies do you have?
Not many, but they are dangerous, and they probably, yeah, they are these ones.
Nah, let's hope they don't present any obstacles. Either way, everything is prepared. So, oh, the buggy stops in front of a ship. Oh, well, it's time to take off. I'll be waiting for you up here.
Sounds good, Simon. I slowly limp out of the buggy, grabbing all of my supplies,
Yeah,
taking
take
a
the
deep breath.
supplies, which I have to make good use of during this trip.
Yes, make sure you patch yourself up. It's time to kick our legs up for a while. I slowly limp towards the ship and board it.
Now, on board of the ship, everything remains in place and intact, and Simon immediately closes the access and speaks. Trenton, do you want me to take over flight maneuvers while you recover?
Yes, please. I could use some downtime.
We should be able to make it to ferry unless you want to perhaps take your chance against the Imperial fleet.
Yeah, no.
I just do what Yuri says, so that's a no, Simon.
Very well. We should be in ferry in just a week.
Probably take that long for us to patch ourselves up.
As the journey proceeds, the devices and substances handed to you by Yakai accelerate the healing process, and the wounds have been completely repaired. Simon even comments that he is surprised as to how the AI by the name of Ia has access to such high level of technology. But 3 days into the journey, Simon speaks. Now, I don't want to worry you, Trenton and Yuri, But I have noticed some unusual activity on board our ship.
On the ship?
On
I
what
have
do you
no
mean
idea.
activity? What kind of activity?
I have noticed structural damage and places in the ship that are not normally disturbed, like the cargo area. Sometimes I have traces of movement, but there is no hit signature. Could it be that we have some sort of ghost or something?
Gremlin.
Hmm.
Uh, so no it signature. Is there another way to try to scan for something with no it signature?
I've used all of the sensors available, and nothing has been fruitful. So I wonder if Trent and Yuri, would you be so kind and um, arm yourselves with something that won't damage the ship and take a look at the bay area?
Certainly. Have you reviewed all the videos? There's nothing?
There is nothing. If I
Mm.
were to say, it could be that this stowaway has some way of either manipulating the footage or perhaps becoming invisible. It is difficult to tell.
Wonderful. Sounds like a job for Yuri. Hmm.
What we have here that I don't know. Simon, is there any kind of melee weapons here I can use?
Not apart from the weapons that you are already carrying. Well, there is that solar gun, but if you miss, you're going to make a hole on the ship.
Uh, I reluctantly stand from my chair, grabbing my revolver from the seat. Come on, Yuri. Well, take a look.
Let's go. I haven't been injured in a few days, so it's time.
Past your quota. Hopefully, it won't be too bad. I cautiously make my way to the cargo bay.
As you proceed, you can hear inside of the cargo bay, behind the door, as it has not yet opened, the sound of rustling.
I stand off to the side of the door, training my gun in that direction, signaling for Yuri to open the door.
I open the door.
The door opens, and the cargo bay displays the usual crates with the food and medical supplies, and even tools to repair the ship if needed. It is dark, and it is a wide room, almost as large as a small warehouse. And the rustling stops the moment the door is opened.
I look inside, trying to find something that shouldn't be there, basically.
Yuri must roll intellect plus reckon.
I roll an 8.
He realizes that one of the boxes is out of place, one of the boxes containing food. It is almost placed at an angle as if someone had pushed it. It is on the far end of the right side of the room.
I approach it, the misplaced box.
As soon as Yuri does that, he hears rustling once more. Trenton can hear it as well. And he notices that one of the ducts has been completely, the cover to it has been ripped apart. And the rustling makes its way into the duct.
Okay. I approach the duct.
As soon as Yuri approaches, out of the duct, barbed projectiles are shot at Yuri,
Of course.
missing him by inches.
Okay, I duck behind something if I find something to hide behind.
What the hell? I start stepping into the room, cautiously peering, trying to see if anything moves.
Trenton goes inside just as soon as Yuri is safely behind one of the crates. But Trenton also manages to see some of the barbed projectiles that were shot at Yuri. Strangely enough, as the projectiles hit the other side of the room, they turn to dust. And Yuri remembers that a long time ago, one of his colleagues, Dr. Kress, the one who was always pushing him towards unethical experiments, had the idea of designing an organism invisible to the naked eye but also to electronics without producing heat signatures that was able to shoot projectiles that would turn to dust, providing no clue or trace as to the assassination the creature would be able to carry out. He was willing to sell this organism to governments, but it was so expensive to produce that no one was interested in funding the program. And the chance to create an organism like that required many unethical experiments on living creatures, both humans and animals.
Okay, I say, Trenton, be careful. I think this is some kind of bio experiment by my old friends.
I glance next to the grate, pushing a crate up in front of it to lock the individual inside.
Simon speaks, heard from the comms. Hey, for a moment I could actually see the thing. It looks like whatever it is that it did, it grants visibility for an instant.
What, shooting the barbs?
It appears so. So if we want to see that creature, we should provoke it as much as possible, but it doesn't look good. It looks like a very long anaconda type of thing.
Do I remember some kind of weakness this creature would have?
Yuri asks Trenton.
Yeah, I try to remember if there's from the memories I have of those projects, if there was some kind of weakness.
You were always into something strange, Yuri.
Yeah, I try to not to be involved in this, but
Yuri must roll intellect or education, plus any science related skill.
13.
He remembers that the creature should be attacked if action should be taken against the creature without using bladed weapons or anything that could cut or slice it, as the creature also has regenerative properties that could perhaps divide the organism into two organisms. But there is a limit to such a process. Once the creature has divided in two, it cannot further divide until a week. At least that's what Dr. Kress mentioned to him during his experiments.
Okay, I explained. I want to explain this to Simon and also Trenton. Blades can divide it.
Well, this thing's quite a little assassin, huh?
Yeah. This
Simon, is it possible to keep him locked into this area?
Yes, of course, there is no way. The walls are very reinforced. Unless another panel falls from the ceiling. And something lands with a loud thud inside. It is closest to Trenton. And that's the end of the session.
Mhm.
It looks like there's a battle going on in the next episode. Apparently.
Now we start the alien part.
Yeah, yeah. What do you think about the session?
I was about to die, so yeah, it was a very dangerous one.
Did you your endurance points run out, or were you assigning
Almost.
damage to strength or dexterity or something?
I was already barely have any points of strength or dexterity.
Ah.
Oh, yeah, it was
Mm-hmm.
almost everything was down to zero. I had 2 points
Okay.
left of physical
Oof.
attribute.
Mm-hmm. Yes, because if you have zero endurance, you can still keep going. But once either your dexterity or strength is out, yeah, fall unconscious.
Hmm.
And you also that's if you can always have the table at hand because penalties are applied to your rolls. That is, if your strength starts to go down or endurance, whatever, it's going to apply some penalties. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to get me some specialty dice or something. These rolls have been really bad for the last few sessions.
You roll like five, two,
Yeah, it's
five,
like
four.
Abraham. All right, go for it. 3.
Mine weren't too bad. I had better rules this session than in the other one.
Oh,
Mm.
that's good at least.
But yeah, they weren't great, but they were less bad, I guess.
Uh-huh. Overall, it was very good, and I think the most dangerous part was with the water predators or whatever.
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah, that was really dangerous.
Well, it was a hard choice. Not really a hard choice. I didn't feel like we could kind of piss around in the temple, especially when it was
And
submerging. So it was
I don't think
unfortunate, but
if we stay there, we'd probably stay there forever.
yeah,
The three of
be
us.
there. Matez, follow his footsteps.
Yeah, I think if you had explosives, perhaps you could have opened another part of the structure and obtain other things because I did have like designs like, oh, do you see, for example, when the boys asked for some sort of password or something, the password was also in
Uh,
another section. But yeah, unfortunately, you have to do with what is at hand because I always run things as if it's very realistic because sometimes there are game masters that tell you, oh, if the players think something, just retcon the entire thing, and now if they tried something else, like it's a reality, a fiction, and the players are taking action within that fiction, the fiction is not going to bend to the players' whims. Hmm. Well, it was
you're not going to ask us to roll the dice and then say that we just woke up from a dream and everything's fine.
the Gygax. For those of you that do not know, that's how Gygax saved his adoptive son, Robert Kuntz. That's how he survived the adventures. Make a roll. Oh, it was a dream. You're okay. You're okay. So thank you once again, Miguel and Josh, and thank you to everyone else for watching this session. If you don't forget to leave a like, comment, subscribe, and thank you so much to those of you that are going the extra mile to support the channel. If anyone else wishes to further support the channel, consider joining as a member using the super thanks button. Like, subscribe, yeah, and take a look at the information in the description and in the pinned comment. This has been your host, Abraham L. Jaguar, a professional game master, and remember, master roleplay and you will master the game. And definitely check out the Red Room Publishing. If you like sci-fi, they have science fantasy, science fiction, horror for the upcoming spooky season. Definitely check it out. You will find the links in the description and in the pinned comment. So I'm stopping the recording in 10 seconds.